And you're like, I'm not good enough. And that's a conversation where I'm like, yes, you are. You've just competed in your huaraches and you were able to sort of stay up, right? So let's figure out how we can get you those fancy new shoes. And that's the resources. My name is Rosa Chavez, and I am currently the interim director here at CMAE, and I've been at CMAE since 2012. Okay. And CMAE stands for the Center for Multicultural Academic Excellence. And the other pieces, I guess, that would be relevant for you all to know is that I'm a first-generation college student. Okay. I'm an immigrant, and I'm a UVO duck. I'm a grad. And letting students like, no, I believe in you because you come from a culture that has contributed, that has done so many things. It's just you have to unpack it because it's there and it's been hidden, but it is the truth. You know, we are capable, and we're capable to, you know, like you said, we're able to do it in multiple languages. We're able to navigate. We're able to code switch. We're bicultural in any setting, right? Because we're able to catch the jokes, the everything. And any place we're at, we're processing things in two different cultures. And that's awesome because not everybody can say that. No, so actually CMAE has been around since the 80s. It just has had different names throughout the time. And when I started college in 1991 as a freshman, so long ago, 30 years this fall. CMAE was around there. It was just called OMA, so it was the Office of Multicultural Affairs. And so I used to come to OMA for advising and for support as a college student. I came in when CMAE was transitioning from, had just started transitioning from OMAS, Office of Multicultural Academic Success, I think it's what it was called, into CMAE, and so we were over on the other side of Oregon Hall. We, I think, have grown because our students, and actually we haven't grown so much in staff, but we have a new space that we got here in 2017 or 18, and that's because the university was looking at kind of organizing or structuring the advising for students so that they could find it a little more easier. So right now in Oregon Hall where we're at, you'll find CMAE, you'll find T.R.U.E, which is Student Services. I forgot the SSS part, but it's T.R.U.E, Pathway Oregon, and then the Office of Academic Advising and First Year Program. So we're all kind of down here in one place so students can find us. So that's one change that we have since I started. And then we've grown also our study abroad program. It used to be like we had like one scholarship for our students to study abroad. And our core mission always at CMAE has been to work with our DES students, our Diversity Excellence Scholars. And so that has continued, but we've also gotten a lot of new students who come in to see us and who get referred to us. And so it's important that we also serve students who don't have DES as well. We've got an awesome resource pond, and that's definitely something that has grown since I've got here. We didn't have that before, but as you know, textbooks are expensive. So we call it our resource pond because, you know, we're ducks in a pond, and here's some resources. So we've got books, eye-clickers, calculators, a handful of laptops, because we know school's expensive. So that's been a really nice resource to see grow. But other than that, you know, our advising is kind of, we're always working on improving, professionalizing advising across campus. And so I think our advisors here in CMAE are awesome. I think the advisors on campus across the board really care about our students. But we're such a small little unit, and we're such a diverse group of folks. But at our core, we're all either first generation students or a very recent product of first generation college going parents, and so we take that very much to heart about the transformative power of education. So that's what I really love about our office. What about tutoring? What about saving some money and using some loaner books? Have you gone to office hours? Do you know how to take notes? Because I know for me, I had terrible study habits in high school. And even through part of college, right? It was like, I didn't have a quiet place to study in my house. What are study skills? What are techniques? So it's about becoming a better student and kind of unpacking that and using those resources to maximize you, like help you get your tennis shoes so you can compete. Because it's not that you can't, it's just no one handed you those tools, right? Some people show up with not only their fancy Nikes, but they got the backpack and the rain gear and everything. And a lot of us are like, I just showed up. Because no one's told us, no one's unpacked the code for us. And so talking to folks and having them help you unpack those codes and get those resources is really important. And it has nothing to do about how smart you are or not, how you belong here or you don't. It's about like, what are those resources? Because everybody's using them. Either they've been using them since they were young because someone told them how to use them, or now's the time to use them. And really, it's about getting those resources so you can be the best student and enjoy your time at the U of O. Because obviously we're here for a college degree, and the reason we're here is because we want a better future in terms of having options and choices for our lives. That's what it's about. So when I came to college, so this was, again, 30 years in the fall, so at 17, showed up. I didn't know I was supposed to go to introduction. Like, I thought it was kind of optional. But I worked 2 jobs over the summer to, afford to pay college. So it was like, I'm not going to take, that's 3 days. And how do I get there? And, I can't ask my parents to take time off, all those things. And so when I showed up, I had the equivalent of CMAE. Because I had the DS scholarship, and that's what allowed me to go to college, And so, this was in 1991, and I had CMAE, and so they were amazing. But back then also, they were asked to do everything. There was no Office of Equity and Inclusion. It was like CMAE was supposed to do everything. Advise students. If there was issues of diversity on campus, they had to address it. Like, you have to do everything. And that's not really, it wasn't really good in the sense that that's asking people to do a lot. But we had that. And the advisors or counselors there were amazing. Like Jim Garcia was amazing, and Allison Davis White-Ice is now at OSU, Edwina, who's now down in California. And so we actually, those people actually meant a lot to me, that we still keep in contact, and that they keep in contact with their students.
That's amazing.
And when I was here, we had like 1,000, probably less than 1,000 students of color.
Yeah, dang.
So it was not a lot.
Not a lot.
I think I was one of a few students of color from Southern Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Most of them tended to be from further up, like Salem, Portland, the rest of Oregon. Not a lot of us from Medford, or Southern Oregon. So even to this day, when I see my students from Southern Oregon, I'm like, oh my God, because I know. For me, it's, I remember what it was like for me not to have a lot of students from there.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, because our numbers were so low, is that we knew a lot of each other. We knew the students of colors knew each other, and we, for the most part, I think we got along really well with all the student unions. But I know that I'm sure students nowadays think there's not enough students, not enough faculty, not enough administrators. And to a large extent, I absolutely agree with that. But at the same time, as me as a student and seeing what we have now, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so much better. And yet there's still ways to go.
Yeah.
There is ways to go.
Definitely.
Whew, that's a really good question, and it's so individual. The answer's so individualized. I think what happens a lot is that we don't know enough about college, and probably even students whose parents went to college, right? That as first generation college students, I have this conversation a lot with students, skills, and I think it's having students understand what a college degree opens the doors again. And not to focus so much, but I get it as a poor student being like, I need me some cheddar, I need whatever we call it now, Bitcoin. I need me some money because I'm tired of being poor. I get it. And once a poor student, I always feel like I'm a poor student. I'm always like, that's too much money, I ain't gonna pay that money. And so I get it. But that's not gonna make you happy. And picking the career where you're like, where can I make the most money? Ultimately, I personally don't think it's going to make you completely happy. I think people find their happiness truly in helping others.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you want a job being a business person because you want to help someone make a business plan, or you want to help them make money by saving and investing smartly,
Mm-hmm.
that I think is going to make you happy, not so much the money that you make from your job. But that's my own personal opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think having those conversations with students, because a lot of times we don't know, like, I didn't know I could be a cinema studies major. I didn't know I could have a journalism degree.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I could be a chemistry major and then still do something else that's really cool, because the chemistry degree is helping me pay attention to detail,
Mm-hmm.
be oriented in a way of looking at certain things a certain way. And really that's what people want, is like, can you meet your deadlines? Can you show up on time? Do you work well with others? Can you be creative? Can you look at things in a different way? And ultimately, your path just is going to meander. Again, it's having that college degree and being able to open those doors, and you never know where it's going to lead.
Yeah.
But go see an advisor
Yeah,
and talk these things out.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say when you get to college, or while you're in college, people want to help you, and there are people who are invested in your success. That doesn't have to be someone in CMAE, that doesn't have to be someone who looks like you, but people are out there who are invested in you. If you feel like you get a no, it's not about you, it's about them, and you got to find someone who's going to say the yes and who's going to be invested in you, because maybe that person that you went to wasn't having a good day, or maybe their concerns are somewhere else. So you need to find the person who's right on track with you, who you've met at the right time, at the right place, and they're out there. And I would say, find them, because there's more than one. And I think what's really hard for a lot of cultures and a lot of first generation college students is the sense of shame or embarrassment to ask questions.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that you're not going to be the first to ask that question, and it's not a dumb question, and sometimes they're hard questions, and it's good that you ask them, and that we can find ways to answer that question, or someone will help you find the answer. So don't ever give up. We're all capable of finishing college and making college a really good experience. It's a matter of finding support, not only on campus, like faculty and staff, but finding and surrounding yourselves with peers also who want that success for you and who are also looking for success. Granted, that success looks very different for people. And from some of us, man, like hanging on, passing every class just barely because they have life going on, that's also fine. That's also fine. And for some of us, success means, straight A's, and for some of us success means I'm going to do good in school, but I also want to be engaged in this, and this, because I'm going to be active in club sports, and I'm going to do outdoor program. And so success looks very different, but pursue it and find people who are going to support you, whether that's your college friends or folks on campus, faculty and staff.
So, I really, truly appreciate you taking the time. I'm glad we can finally, get together. But yeah, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.